is a special message to all our Nsfas students, but Jaco, it's applicable to everybody who has a bank account.
Yes, we're going to give you some advice to help you save on some bank charges. We have looked at the cost of the service provider of the Nsfas students, and what we have seen that the cost is not materially different than from other financial institutions. One of the big differences is actually EFTs, electronic fund transfers. The cost of that is exactly the same as cash withdrawals. So it's actually quite an expensive exercise to do electronic fund transfers. The second category of cost is then cash withdrawals. And the cost thereof is very similar to if you were to use your bank card at another bank's ATM. And just to give you some advice to save money there, if you just plan a bit, because you basically pay for your transactions. So if you do 10 cash withdrawals of 100 Rand each, the total cost, bank charges wise, will be 120 Rand. Whereas if you were to withdraw 1,000 Rand at once, it will only cost you 30 Rand. So there's a 90 Rand difference in cost. But obviously that entails some planning from your side. And also if you withdraw a lot of money at once, there's a risk obviously of cash being stolen or lost. The last category of cost that we have looked at is point of sales. That is where you swipe your card at a store. That is the cheapest option available on this product. But again, if you plan a bit, you can save some money. Again, if we compare the cost, if you do 10 transactions of 50 Rand each and you swipe 10 times, the total cost will be 20 Rand. Whereas if you plan a bit and you swipe once for 500 Rand, the cost would only be 2 Rand. So obviously much cheaper to swipe your card once than 10 times.
Yes, and then there's a penalty charges for which you get back absolutely nothing. So you want to avoid them. Keep your PIN safe, because every time you need to reset it, it costs you money. The same with your bank card. If you lose it, you have to pay a fee to replace it. And lastly, make sure that you only swipe your card when you know there's funds in the bank, because if you don't, you pay a penalty. And talking about keeping your PIN safe, safety is very important when we deal with bank account details. So your PIN is basically the key to your own safe, where you store your valuables. And you will never go around and hand that key to anybody. So also keep your PIN for yourself. And then when you do online banking transactions, do it on a trusted device. Don't do it on the cell phone of any other student or in an internet cafe, because your details can be stored on that device and then they have access to your key again. Then what we see a lot these days is phishing. That's when somebody phone you and want to get your banking details over the phone. Or you receive an email where they want you to click on a link and verify your banking details or something in that line. So it's very easy to spot those phishing emails. Look at the name. If you are not familiar with the company, Google them. Look for reviews about the company. And then you can also spot it when there's a spelling mistake in the name or an extra dot somewhere in the name. My golden rule is never supply any personal details on such a link or email or over the phone. If my bank wants to verify something from me, I tell them I'll go into the branch and provide my details there.
And then also never supply an OTP over the phone to someone. Someone will maybe call you and say an OTP will be sent to your phone. You must just give it to them and they will assist you. Never do that. That is someone trying to scam you.
So, Nsfas students, I hope this will assist you, and happy banking.